ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिते नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Hare Krishna, welcome back. So today we are at the last phase of chapter 8, where we will study the last section, verse number 23 to 28. Attaining the Supreme or the Absolute. So first we will chant Yatra kale tvanavrittim avrittim chaiva yoginaha prayatayanti tam kalam vakshyami bharatarshabha. Synonyms: yatra, at which; kale, time; tu, and; anavrittim anavrittim, no return; Avrittim return, cha also, eva certainly, yoginaha different kinds of mystics, prayataha having departed, yanti attain, tam that, kalam time, vakshyami I shall describe, Bharatarishabha, O best of the Bharatas. Translation. O best of the Bharatas, I shall now explain to you the different times at which, passing away from this world, the yogi does or does not come back. Okay, let us recite the next verse. अग्निर्ज्योतिरः शुक्लः षण्मासा उत्तरायणं तत्र प्रयात गच्छन्ति ब्रह्मविदो जनः. Synonyms: Agnihi fire, Jyotihi light, Ahaha day, Shuklaha the white fortnight, Shat Masaha the 6 months, Uttara Ayanam when the sun passes to the northern side, Tatra there, Prayataha those who pass away, Gachanti go, Brahma to the absolute, Brahma Vidaha who know the absolute, Janaha persons. Translation: those who know the Supreme Brahman attain the Supreme by passing away from the world during the influence of the fiery God. In the light, at an auspicious moment of the day, during the fortnight of the waxing moon, or during the 6 months when the sun travels in the north. धूमो रात्रिस्तथा कृष्णः षण्मासा दक्षिणायनं तत्र चान्द्रमसं ज्योतिर्योगी प्राप्य निवर्तते. धूमः smoke, ratrihi night, tatha also, krishnaha the fortnight of the dark moon, shat masaha the 6 months, dakshina ayanam when the sun passes on the southern side, tatra there, chandramasam the moon planet, jyotihi the light, yogi the mystic, prapya achieving, nivartate comes back. The mystic who passes away from this world during the smoke, the night, the fortnight of the waning moon, or the 6 months when the sun passes to the south, reaches the moon planet, but again comes back. Okay, let us chant the next verse also and then we will discuss. शुक्लकृष्णे गतिहेते जगतः शाश्वते मते एकया यत्यनावृत्तिम् अन्यया वर्तते पुनः. Shukla light, Krishne and darkness, Gati ways of passing, he certainly, Ete these two, Jagataha of the material world, Shashvate of the Vedas, Mate in the opinion, Ekaya by one, Yati goes, Anavrittim to no return, Anyayaya by the other, Avartate comes back, Punaha again. Translation: according to Vedic opinion, there are 2 ways of passing from this world. One is light and one in darkness. When one passes in light, he does not come back. But when one passes in darkness, he returns. So we see from 23 what we studied, that is what we recited. Bhagavan says that yatra kale tu anavrittim. Yatra kale tu anavrittim आवृत्तिं च एव योगिनः प्रयातः यान्ति तत्कालं वक्ष्यामि भरतऋषभ. So Bhagavan starts speaking in this verse, that is 23, that, O Arjuna, I will now tell you that I will mention all the different times at which one who passes away may return or may not return. So that explanation I will give you now. So this is actually the discussion in these few verses about the passing away of karma yogis, jnana yogis, hatha yogis, etc. at a suitable time, in order to ensure they are going to the other world or coming back to this world. And in verse number 24, Bhagavan says that Agnihi Jyotihi Ahaha Shuklaha Shanmasa Uttarayanam. So, if the passing away of any person happens when there is the influence of fiery god, or in the light, or in the daytime, or in Shukla Paksha, that is the fortnight of the waxing moon, and the 6 months when the sun travels to the north, that is Uttarayanam. So these are the times when a person passes away. What happens to him? He reaches the absolute, that is tatra prayata gacchanti brahma, brahma vido janaha. So he attains the absolute, and brahma vida, that is by knowing the absolute, they attain the impersonal Brahma Jyoti. They merge in the Brahma Jyoti. So this is Brahma Prapti. Brahma Prapti, that is the attainment of Brahma or Absolute. But here in this stage also, the devotees do not strive for this, because we know that as there is no pleasure of seva, so it is not the goal of the devotees of the Lord. And it is also incomplete in a sense because of the non-acceptance of the form, that is rupa. So these are the two limitations of this Brahma Prapti of the Brahma Vidaha. And we see the mystics may also arrange the time according to their will, the mystic yogis. So, and as we just said, the devotees are always free from such fear of returning. They don't think about this because they are so satisfied in the pleasure of seva. So, it is not their lookout. Now, the next verse, that is verse number 25, there it is mentioned that Dhuma Ratri Tatha Krishna, that is Krishna Paksha, and Shanmasa Dakshinanam, that is the 6 months of the sun's traveling to the southern side. So it is also mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, that the fruity workers attain moon planet. Tatra Chandramasam Jyotir Yogi Prapya Nivartate. So that is Kshine Punya Martyalokam Vishanti. That when the effects of the pious activities are exhausted, they have to come back again to this Martyaloka, to this world. And we see in verse number 26, Bhagavan says, Shukla Krishne Gati Hete Jagatah Shashvate Mate Ekaya Yatyanavrittim Anyayavartate Punaha. So, Arjuna, see, according to Vedic opinion, these two ways of passing from this world, as I just mentioned. So, one is light and the other is darkness. So, when one passes away in light, he does not come back. But when one passes in darkness, he returns. Now, see this Shukle Krishne, that is light and darkness, it has a deeper meaning, that is the inner consciousness of light and dark. So, if that inner consciousness is awakened, that is the light, that is Shukla. And if it is not awakened, then it is Krishna, that is darkness. So that is why this Shukla Krishna is very significant in this verse. We see here it is written in the purport that the same description of departure and return is quoted by Acharya Baladeva Vidya Bhushana from the Chandogya Upanishad 5.10.345, these three verses. Those who are fruitive laborers and philosophical speculators from time immemorial are constantly going and coming. Actually, they do not attain ultimate salvation, for they do not surrender to Krishna. So, why it is mentioned about the philosophical speculators? Here, this term means that the philosophical speculators who don't have the devotion or surrender within. That is why they are unable to attain the highest or absolute or supreme stage. So that is why they come back to this material world again. And in the last two verses, Bhagavan gives a conclusion in 27 and 28. We will recite. नैते श्रुते पार्थ जाना नैते श्रुते पार्थ जानन् योगे मुह्यति कश्चन तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु योगयुक्तो भवार्जुन. Na, never. Ete, those, these two, that is Shukla Krishna. Sruti, different paths. Partha, O son of Pratha. Janan, even if he knows. Yogi, the devotee of the Lord. Muhyati is bewildered. Kaschana, any. Tasmat, therefore. Sarveshu kaleshu, always. Yoga yuktaha, engaged in Krishna consciousness. Bhava, just become. Arjuna, O Arjuna. Translation. Although the devotees know these two paths, O Arjuna, they are never bewildered. Therefore, be always fixed in devotion. As we just said, that is, it is not the case that the devotees do not know about these two paths. They know very well, but they are not bewildered. They are so satisfied with the seva in their heart. Therefore, they are always fixed in their devotional service. And that is why it is said here that Yoga Yukta Bhavarjuna. Yoga Yukta, who follows the principles of Buddhi Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. So, devotees are never bewildered or bothered because they are fixed in Bhakti Yoga or Buddhi Yoga. They are fixed in devotional service. They are constantly engaged in Krishna consciousness. Atmoni bedano tuha pade kori oinu paromo shukhi. So I have become extremely happy after I have surrendered my whole existence at your lotus feet, O my Lord. So this is the thought of the pure devotee. And that is why Bhagavan says here that tasmat sarveshu kaleshu yoga yukta bhava. Sarveshu kaleshu, always. It is very important to always fixed in devotional service, in Krishna consciousness. So that is why we know the practice of Yukta Vairagya, as we discussed previously also. In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Rupa Goswami describes this very beautifully. Anasaktasya vishayan yatharham upayunjataha nirbandha Krishna sambandhe yuktam vairagyam uchyate. So everything that is in the possession of this body, mind and speech, if they are all be used in the devotional service of the Lord, then it is the true Vairagya, Yuktam Vairagya. Yuktam means to connect everything with the Lord. So that is why it is Yuktam Vairagyam. And a very beautiful thing is also there. When you have raga for the Lord, then you will definitely have Vairagya from this material world also. So that is why Yuktam Vairagyam. If it is connected to the Lord, then the Vairagya is automatic in one sense, and in the other sense, that is the perfect Vairagya, which is Yuktam or Yuktaha, that is connected with the Lord. So these two explanations we can get. And knowing Krishna to be the controller of Kala, that is eternal time, is also very important. And that is why we just said that it is not the case that the devotees do not know anything. They know everything. Even they know it is very well that Bhagavan is controlling everything, as he is eternal time, that is Kala. And that is why they are, how actually, that we will discuss in the next verse. First I will recite the verse, then it will be easy to understand. वेदेषु यज्ञेषु तपः सुचैव दानेषु यत्पुण्यफलं प्रदिष्टम् अत्येति तत्सर्वमिदं विदित्वा योगी परं स्थानमुपैति चाद्यम्. Synonyms: Vedeshu, in the study of the Vedas; Yajneshu, in the performances of sacrifice, yajna; Tapasu, in undergoing different types of austerities; Cha, also; Eva, certainly; Daneshu, in giving charities; Yat, that which; Punya phalam, result of pious work; Pradishtam, indicated; Atyeti, surpasses; Tat sarvam, all those; Idam, this; Viditva, knowing; Yogi, the devotee; Param, supreme; Sthanam, abode; Upaiti, achieves; Cha, also; Adyam, original. Translation: a person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the results derived from studying the Vedas, performing sacrifices, undergoing austerities, giving charity, or pursuing philosophical and fruitive activities. Simply by performing devotional service, he attains all these, and at the end, he reaches the supreme eternal abode. So we see, this is the conclusion of chapters 7 and 8, this verse. This actually proves the supremacy of Bhakti Yoga or Buddhi Yoga. How by devotional service, all the results of Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga are surpassed. We see that it is mentioned here, the results derived from studies of Vedas. It includes results derived from performing sacrifices, results derived from charity, results derived from austerities. So if we think carefully, In the gross sense also, we will see that a Krishna conscious person study studies the Vedas and the different Vedic scriptures. He is engaged in the studies of the Vedic scriptures. Sacrifices yajnai sankirtana prayaihi. So that sankirtana yajna that he performs. Then charity. What is the greatest charity? Vidya. One who gives vidya or education in charity, that is the greatest of all charities. So, and which is the highest vidya? That is to make people know what you truly are. Your original constitutional position. So, a Krishna conscious preacher is always engaged in giving this charity, and results derived from austerities. Austerity, that is when you follow the four principles, that is no meat eating, no illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling, very, very carefully. When you try to follow the instructions of your spiritual master and the entire Guru Parampara, you are actually in the austere path. And when you follow the important days like Ekadashi, Janmashtami, Gaura Purnima, Radhashtami, and the other important auspicious days, that is austerities. So we see a Krishna conscious person, always sarveshu kaleshu engaged in devotional service, is actually getting all the benefits of these Vedeshu, Daneshu, Tapassu Chaiva, Vedeshu, Yajneshu, Tapassu Chaiva, Daneshu, Yat Punya Phalam Pradishta. But it is not mere Punya Phalam. Because a Krishna conscious person who is always engaged in devotional service, no fruitive work can accrue to him, because he has surrendered everything to the lotus feet of the Lord. And he is doing all the activities in Buddhi Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. That means he is doing all the activities on behalf of Krishna to please Krishna, and there is no other intention. Like in the material Buddhi, the people who perform the yajnas or tapaha or dana, that is sacrifice or austerity or charity, and studying Vedas, they do this with a fruitive thought, that is, if I do this, I will get this. This benefit I will achieve if I do this. That is their way of looking into this matter. But for the devotees, it is not that. They have completely surrendered themselves, their body, their mind, their speech, everything in the service of the Lord. But why I say this? Because to technically, or to make us understand from the material viewpoint also how this results are all included or surpassed by the performance of Bhakti Yoga. So, and as we see that Bhagavan mentions again and again, Yogi Param Sthanam Upaiti Chadyam. So, these yogis who are always engaged in the devotional service, they reach the supreme eternal abode. Param sthanam upaiti cha adyam, and adyam means the original sthanam. Original sthanam means abode, so the original abode that is Goloka Vrindavana, where we can interact with the Lord in the 5 principal rasas, as we mentioned earlier also. So this Param Sthanam Upaiti, and as Bhagavan said, Mam Upetya tu Punarjanma. So if you attain me, then there will be no rebirth for you. Mam Upetya tu Kaunteya Punarjanmana Vidyate. In verse 16, Bhagavan said, and in 15 also he mentioned about the Paramangata. So that is the highest destination. So this is the place. By reaching there, a person will be freed from this chain of birth and death. And Sayati Paramam Gatim, that is also mentioned in verse number 13. Sayati, so that yogi goes to that Paramam Gatim, that is the Parama, the supreme destination. And Yam Prapya Na Nivartante Tadhama Paramam Mama, that is in verse 21. I think 21. Yes. Avyaktokshara ityuktastamahu paramangatim yam prapya na nivartante tadhama paramam mama. So that dhama, that abode of mine, by going there, no one returns back to this miserable material world. So in verse 13, 15, 16, 21, 28, we see repeatedly Bhagavan says this. So it is my supreme abode. By reaching there, a person never returns back to this material world. And the means to attain that abode is Buddhi Yoga or Bhakti Yoga, that is devotional service, that is perfect devotional service in complete Krishna consciousness. So that means remembering Krishna, as we are studying from the beginning of this chapter. It is just like a summary. Remembering Krishna, forget everything else, and then the thought that Krishna will think for me. Why should I worry about my life? And in this manner, he becomes thoughtless. And we see where Bhagavan stays, that place is Vrindavana, right? So if we can make our mind capable of becoming the residence of the Lord, Manamandira, our mind temple. Our mind can become a temple. That is Vrindavana. If we really can, think always about Krishna. So in that pure mind, Krishna will reside always. And that is why, in this way, we will be able to have the darshan of Vrindavana and the feeling of residing in Vrindavana. Okay, so with this we have come to the end of today's class, as well as to the end of chapter 8, and we will try to remember this last verse, verse number 28. Vedeshu yajneshu tapassu chaiva daneshu yat punya phalam pradishtam atyeti tat sarvamidam viditva yogim param sthanam upaiti chadyam. Thank you. Hare Krishna. वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे.